So, students, yesterday only we have seen that our total COVID-19 positive cases in second wave who were in severe conditions were not even 0.01% of our entire population. But unfortunate death of those people, those innocent people have happened. And it is because our healthcare system, which is managed by state government, funded by central government, and implemented by doctors, nurses, paramedical forces, second line healthcare workers, volunteers, all put together. In fact, they also have tried their level best, but the devices, equipments, systems which were required so that their life could be saved, that was not available. And these all things are again raising question how corrupt India is. When such things happens and corruption could be seen, one question comes to our mind: why not every other task relevant with public service, instead of going through government channels and red tape bureaucracy, it should be outsourced and given to private people so that there won't be any corruption at all. Although there are certain chances of corruption, but that will not be that much what it is when it is through government, happening through government. Whatever it may be, you would have seen that government officials, when doing some public service act, they are expressing their attitude by this way or that way. And in such situation, with our government, business, and society subject, in second topic, we have to go through public-private partnership. This particular topic includes how come when it comes to private organizations and state government or central government funded organizations or government itself are coming together to serve common public, to serve citizens of this country, whether it results into one honest effort to complete the given task, to complete the project taken in hand in scheduled duration. This particular public-private partnership with example of healthcare, I am trying to explain you so that it won't be any monotonous dialogue or it won't be much descriptive at all. Throughout India, most of the healthcare programs are conducted from grassroots level. Even you, if you have any small baby at your family, one lady called as Asha workers are coming frequently and having verification if your baby is vaccinated or not. I have seen personally this particular thing in Karnataka state healthcare system. In Maharashtra, most of the people are going to private clinics for getting their babies vaccinated. One vaccine to be given after 1 month, another after 3 months, next after 6 months. Likewise, there are certain vaccines which needs to be given on frequent basis till the baby attains age 3, and next one is after long gap. So these all factors that taking into consideration when certain services to be given for all masses, only government or public, in that sense, only public cannot go for and cannot implement such type of project. They need help from certain outsourced companies also, and that comes private. So this is what explained here. Now, introduction in public-private partnership with reference to healthcare system. What we have in today's world of complexity, with the life we are living in urban area, with the competition, what we are going through, and different types of professions, services, product. technology, and other things what came to us in our personal professional life, our life is complex and rapid pace. It is almost impossible to do anything alone. Anything alone in the sense only government cannot give their 100% or what is required 100% by government. Certain types of help needed to be taken from outsourced companies also. Due to rising price, changing disease pattern, and increasing use of sophisticated technology for diagnosis and treatment. Then what is defined? Our objective in the next second slide was to define public-private partnership. What is meant by public here? Don't call common people public when it comes to public-private partnership. Public here means refers to government or organization functioning under state budget. Those organizations who are functioning under state budget, I am giving you an example. Earlier, Maharashtra State Electricity Board, MSEB, was a state government organization. Now, MSEDCL, Maharashtra State Electric Distribution Company Limited, is a public which is functioning under state budget. Part of their income is generated through consumers who are using electricity. We are paying electric bill, that is their general and major income source. And part one is funded by shareholders and state government also. Now, private refers to profit organization or non-governmental voluntary sector. Voluntary sector includes Red Cross Society, Rotary Club, Giants Club, Innerville Club, and there are several NGOs who are having cause of serving society without any loss, without any profit. So these all comes under private. And partnership as a meaning is agreement between two or more parties. It reflects the mutual responsibilities of a shared interest. So that makes public-private partnership. Public and private organizations are coming together. State government, central government is coming together with private sector people and helping common people to increase or to develop certain standard of living. So this is what relevant with again in healthcare sector. What important two components of public-private partnership in healthcare are shared interest or objective. Shared interest. What is the interest or objective of public or government sector when it comes to healthcare? They want skilled laborers, knowledgeable, experienced people who can pass on their knowledge and skills benefit to the poorest of the poor. Certain areas of country as India are having remote access. There also they want their services to reach. That could be vaccination, that could be primary health checkup, that could be communicable diseases or lifestyle diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, hypertension, or certain diseases which have taken away life of many innocent peoples like TB, some diseases like leprosy, which left people out of society. They're not just deceased. Leprosy patients are not just deceased and need treatment. They are what we say thrown away or abandoned by society, by their family, by their relative, and they also need rehabilitation. Their rehabilitation is an also challenging task, and in such situation, treating just deceased person and making him healthy in a scientific or biological manner is not just required. He should be a self-supportive person who can earn his bread and butter. And for all these things, for all these challenging tasks, only public or only state government, only central government cannot work alone. They need partnership with private organizations also. And for that reason, they have shared interest or objectives, mutual responsibility. They have shared their responsibilities. It's not that because government is paying to private organizations for getting certain tasks done, all the responsibilities are not given on shoulders of private organizations, profit making organizations. And as government is having responsibility to reach common people and to pass on benefits of healthcare, advanced science technologies, it's not that private institutions will have minimum role. Their responsibilities are mutually handed over. They have shared their responsibilities and they are working together hand in hand, having shared goals, shared resources, time, money, expertise, and people. This I have already explained you. Shared risk and benefits also. When people of the country are healthy, sound minded, then they can give more and more contribution in the development of this society and country. They can work hard, they can have more yield in agricultural, in labor market, or for sake any duty or any work wherein they are involved. But a diseased person cannot do it. For that reason, they are working together. Public-private partnership in healthcare. It is an approach to addressing public health problems through combined efforts of public and the private development organizations, complementing each other by contributing or sharing their core competency. Competency as a word is coming here. Competency is again having similarity with ability. What core competencies a private healthcare organization will have? They will be having up-to-date information about the diseases or the treatment to be given for any patient coming to their hospital in their healthcare institute. And these all informations could be shared. Data relevant with communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases, based on age group, based on lifestyle, based on occupation, based on particular area. They have these all disease data with them because they are actually working in the field. When it comes to knowledge and skill to be implemented and to get cured a particular patient, private sector is more competent than public. Most of the doctors, after completing MBBS or their internship, they don't want to remain associated with government healthcare system. Why it must be? All of them want to start their private practice. Each and every young graduate who completed MBBS have two options: either to go for higher study, that is MD or MS, or they want their own clinic. Why in India doctors don't want to be government servant and serving people? Any answer you can give, students?
No, sir.
No.
Sir, could you repeat once again?
See, a young graduate who completed his MBBS, okay, the way we are completing BA, BCom, BSc, MBA, after 12th in B group, students who score high mark and who have aimed to be doctor, they complete their MBBS as a course. Got it?
Yes,
And
sir.
after completing MBBS, either they go for higher study, they complete MS, MD, or diploma, certain things with specialization in gynec, pediatric, or
Yes, sir.
skin diseases. Likewise, either they start their own clinic or they go
Yes,
for
sir.
higher study. Please mute your audio. They go for higher study or they start their own private clinic. Why not? They want to remain associated with government healthcare institutions where they can be government employee. As a government resident doctor, they don't want to continue. What must be the reason?
So maybe they earn more there in their private clinic as compared to government.
What else?
Pay scale and what government providing what we say equipments for government hospital and the people's behavior with government hospitals. This is the
I
main
will
reason.
explain the point what you are raising here. I will put it in proper manner. When you go to any government hospital, the cleanliness what hospital required is not at all there. And in such situation, a healthy person may fall sick. Forget about already sick person or already a person who's there admitted as a patient. First thing, cleanliness is not maintained in government hospital. All the people who are coming to government hospital are of less economic sector, economically poor sector or economically weaker section people do come to government hospital. With limited amount of money to be paid, they are getting services or getting cured for whatever disease the treatment is required. Number of patients required to be attended in government hospital are much more in quantity than in private hospital. All things what I'm explaining you, they are very simple to understand. Just listen carefully. A doctor who's doing private practice, it's quite possible that he starts his OPD, outpatient department, visit to patients, new patients, or follow-up patient, morning 10 to 1, evening 4 to 7. This is routine of any XYZ doctor of any specialty. Morning to evening in both shifts, if he is working in his clinic, max to max his patients check are 20 to 50. Morning 20, evening 30. Most of the people are not been able to come in the morning time. They go for their routine work, perform their duty, and while coming back from their office or from their workplace, they visit doctor. Most of the time, evening OPD is crowded than morning one. Okay. Now, any idea what happens when government OPD, outpatient department, one senior resident doctor who's working there from morning 9 to 1:30 in the afternoon, he is checking within those 4 hours 40 patients, 50 patients and 60 also sometimes. This much crowd is there because their case paper is hardly 10 or 20 rupees. Some medicines are freely given. Other charges are too low compared to private healthcare or private hospitals. Now, what doctors think with this environment wherein I am working, where equipment for patients, operation, surgery, treatment, the medicines what we are giving to them, the room's cleanliness, the bed's cleanliness, the way nurse and ward boy and the other staff communicate with each other, the crowd what it comes to visit every day, it's better to go away from this crowd. What I am getting fixed salary every month, whether I am checking every day 10 patients or 55 patients, my salary will not have any increase. And doctors who are government employee legitimately not allowed to have private practice. Around 10-20% doctors are doing it also. Morning they are in the government hospital, late evening they are practicing elsewhere. That's the reason most of the young graduates who complete their MBBS, they go for super specialty, specialty higher education, or they want to start their private clinic. Their private clinic, by working less, is giving much more than their government job. So this is the reason where most of the private sector doctors are always prefer to remain in their same sector. They don't want to go for any government hospital job. Need of partnership between public and private, need of partnership between government and private institutions serving healthcare segment, because existing services fails to reach all people. Yes, here all people, which includes 135 crore population, which itself is a big challenge. The proportion of doctors to patient or doctors to common public is completely unacceptable. We have seen how many doctors per person there in the developed country. How many police constables are there in per person or for security of common public? The number or the ratio is not at all matching in India. When it comes to one doctor, it is assumed that it should have for 300 people. One doctor for 300 people is the ratio. Our ratio is not even 3000. Much multifold than what is required to be. That's the reason whatever public want, whatever state government or central government want to give as a service in healthcare sector, that is not reaching to people. Part of it goes in corruption, part of it goes because it is not reaching to the people. Transportation or delivery of those items is difficult. Number of healthcare workers, doctor, nurses, ward boy, and all those things are not available. Healthcare system, public healthcare system is poor when it comes to infrastructure. These all factors are adverse and not being able to serve public in proper way. Government on its own cannot always fully address the most needy population. Government on its own cannot address the most needy. Likewise, when it comes to pulse polio immunization, have you seen pulse polio immunization? 2 drops of polio dose, oral dose, are given to
Yes,
infants between 0 to 5 years. Any observation you have made in pulse polio immunization? What it is? Not all government employees working in healthcare are part of pulse polio immunization. NCC
Yes, sir.
cadet.
Most of
Yes.
teachers also,
uh,
uh,
and
uh, government servants like teachers and ashatais.
ASHA workers, government servants, NCC cadet, voluntary organizations, students who are doing nursing course in medical colleges, they all are part of pulse polio immunization. When number of people serving common people or serving common public is more, service reaches to the maximum people. When we think of population between 0 to 5 of our country, it is much higher in quantity than Australia and New Zealand. Within that age group, we do have around 3.5 crores children. So each and every child should get that oral dose of 2 drops. Otherwise, polio, we won't be able to eliminate 100%. That is what happens when it comes to public-private partnership. We are taking help from NSS candidate, National Social Service, NCC candidate, students who are taking their education in healthcare institutes, volunteers as a college student, certain non-government organizations or clubs, then government hospital or healthcare institute workers, teachers, primary teachers or ASHA workers. These all are helping people to get their babies pulse polio oral dose. And for us, it's a matter of pride that we have eradicated polio from India 100%. This is the result of public-private partnership. Getting it? Now, the next point for need of PPP is to set minimum standard for quality or service and legal regulation. Minimum standard for quality of services. When only government servants are working and giving services to public, giving services to citizens of India, standard of services is always below level. They are not much knowledgeable. It's a bitter truth. They are not much knowledgeable and don't hold any skill to serve people. Nowadays, situation is changing. Nowadays, with the new generation coming and serving common people, situation is changing. But during our childhood days, most of the government sectors like education, healthcare, law and order, transportation, or for that sector, any other segment you can quote. Every other person was self-declared, self-appointed boss, or for that sake, owner of that department. And they used to treat in disrespectful, insulting language to all common people. Because common people were not having any other option other than government, and government was much cheaper than private. And there is one reason when it comes to public-private partnership, when we go for only private hospitals, it's quite possible that the treatment given by them is not affordable. We have seen this scenario. We have experienced this scenario while treating COVID patients. Private hospitals have taken too much amount of money from these patients' relative. Some private hospitals haven't handed over dead body of people to their relatives just because their balance due amount was not cleared. Remaining amount of money was not given by their relatives. So these all factors are important. That's the reason there is need of public-private partnership. Now, for mutual benefits of cost, manpower, and financial resources, when government is giving some service, it costs to them. They require certain count of manpower and they have to make use of financial resources. Now with private partnership, their equipments could be used and they could be used at cheaper rate. All private organizations or healthcare institutions, when come to help state government, that assumed that they will be using their financial resources also. Now to improve consumers' involvement in planning and monitoring of services. What happens? Consumers are those people who are taking services from this public-private partnership. Now, government want all the common people who are desirous to take services from government, they should develop one impression that whatever government is doing for their benefit or health or well-being, that is having certain standard. Just because we are poor, they are throwing something to us. That shouldn't be their impression. That shouldn't be their perceived view. This is the reason there consumer involvement in planning and monitoring of services should be needed in public-private partnership to commitment for public good and to avoid duplication. What all are the objectives of public-private partnership? Universal coverage and equity. What service a resident of Delhi is getting in PPP, the same should be given to very remote area from Assam, Tripura, Manipur or Sikkim. This is what relevant with equity. Improving quality, accessibility, acceptance and efficiency of health services. Improving quality, accessibility. What I said to you, how come England as a country could be said developed compared with India? If a patient needs ventilator in country area of England, either that will be available within his village or it will be made available before that patient reaches to severe condition. This is the sign of one developed country. Accessibility of all equipments within time, at right time to right person is required. That's the reason public-private partnership is working together. Acceptance and efficiency of health services. Exchange of skills and expertise between the public and private sector. This is how I have said already. All the government sector, healthcare personnel, maybe doctor, maybe nurse, maybe ward boy, maybe operation theater assistant, maybe public relationship officer, or for that sake, any other person associated with government healthcare institutes do not possess that skill, what it is required to have as minimum standard. What is the reason they don't have any skill which is required as a standard? Because whether they work honestly or they work half time, their salary is fixed. They won't be having any increment or won't be getting rewarded, won't be getting anything extra because they are doing good. When it comes to private sector, based on their reputation, all private sector hospitals have to work. If you go to a place like Birla Hospital in Pune and Yashwantrao Chavan Memorial Hospital in Pune, you will come to know the difference. What standard of education level, knowledge level and skill level employee of Birla compared with Yashwantrao Chavan Memorial Hospital do have. What chaos is there in YCM and how decent is Birla Hospital. This is what here said, exchange of skills and expertise. A private clinic or a private doctor who's MS and working for last 10 years as a individual doctor, it's quite possible that being surgeon, he have performed so far 10,000 surgeries. When it comes to government hospitals, people are getting transferred after 3 to 5 years, or the number of operations they are conducting are much lesser. So these all things are relevant with skills and expertise. Mobilizations of additional services. Services given to common people has to get mobilized. Additional services that may be diet plan, exercise, tips for cleanliness, and certain health tips which are given by private sector doctors. So these all things are additional services and community ownership. These are objectives in continuity of public-private partnership objectives which improve the efficiency in allocation of resources and additional resource generation. Allocation of resources, money, efforts, time, and skilled professionals. These are main resources when it comes to health institutions working for common people. Now they are improving the efficiency in allocation of resources. When it comes to these days isolation centers made for COVID patients, corona patients, you can just say, for sake of curiosity, ask them. They all in Pune also are asked from Bid, Dhule, and that part of Maharashtra. All the way they are from there to serve people from Pune district. And there are certain people from Pune who had gone far away to serve the COVID patient. So this is what happens with allocation of resources. People from different territories and areas are getting opportunity or asked to go for giving services. Strengthening the existing health infrastructure. Just now, when we were talking why government job is rejected by newly course completed doctors, infrastructure is very much important. What equipments, what type of hand gloves, what type of floor cleaner, what quality or standard of bed for emergency patient is used, we must have seen, we all have seen in government hospital. Infrastructure is a very much important part when it comes to healthcare institutions. And this infrastructure was not available in second wave of corona pandemic. That's the reason thousands and lakhs of people died on account of lack of life support system. So, certain cases when oxygen concentrator was required to be converted into oxygen to be given for patients who are in ICU, those oxygen plants or the oxygen storage point got blast. Again, there were certain private hospitals where AC was not functioning properly, and on account of short circuit in AC in Vasai Virar area, almost 34 patients died. A hospital from Nanded or some other place, city, where neonatal care unit was there. Babies who born much before their natural date of birth. And on account of electric short circuit, all the 34 babies died because of this short circuit. They were kept in neonatal care unit, incubator. They are not given to their mothers directly after their birth because they are having certain complications, low weight or low heart rate. These all problems are there. A baby normally takes birth after 9 months, but they are born much before, in 7th month, in 8th month, or 26 days, 30 days earlier to their scheduled date. And these babies are kept in incubators. Those all incubators caught fire and all those innocent babies died. So this is what relevant with range of or strengthening the existing health infrastructure. Health infrastructure is everywhere have to be up to date and administered frequently by government and by private hospitals also. Otherwise, certain incidents of short circuit, blast of oxygen plant, and many other things may happen, and patients will be the only sufferer. This is what happens. Widening the range of services apart from healthcare services, rehabilitation, diet plan, health tips, and many other lifestyle relevant services could be given to patients who are coming. That is widening the range of services. Clearly defined sharing of risk. Now, healthcare itself is a risky business, wherein if something goes wrong, private sector people shouldn't blame public sector, and public sector shouldn't make victim or scapegoat to private sector. They have to share the risk in common. Now, what is the PPP models? Two models are given here, which are very much easy to understand. What it is? Contracting out. Government pays outside individual to manage a specific function. Now this specific function may be asking to manufacture equipments related to research and development, equipments used while operating a patient, equipments to manufacture while inpatient department is getting treated for longer duration. These all are contracting out certain communicable diseases, and for specific duration of year, when patients are more in number, we can ask private public partnership, and their help will make government to bear the shock or bear the burden of excess patient. That could be contracting out. This contracting out is relevant with manufacturing, processing, and services given to end consumer or patient itself. Contracting in. What contracting in model of PPP? Government hires individual on a temporary basis to provide services. All the volunteers who got hired after CM Mr. Uddhav Thackeray publicly addressed through television and gave email address and asked people, those who voluntarily want to become what it was called as, that word, if you remember, Corona Yodha. What is this? Contracting in. Government hires individual on temporary basis. Those people who wanted to work as Corona Yodha were required to fill up one application, and they got deputed to certain hospitals where patients are admitted. People voluntarily, around 16,000 people from Maharashtra filled up that form, and it was very healthy sign of well-educated and cultured state of Maharashtra. Rest all places, people were not much bothered and don't wanted to risk their lives, because they have seen healthcare workers, police from constable to higher rank, many of them died while on duty. But Corona Yodha is one unique example of contracting in. What it is? Hiring individuals on a temporary basis, and they were getting paid on daily basis, once in a month, and daily wages were fixed. So this is what relevant with PPP models: contracting out, contracting in. Franchising, arrangement where one party grants another party, partial franchising, full franchising, and branded clinic. So there are certain clinics. They are, although private clinics, they are operating for government, and certain schemes of government they are implementing with that help of private clinics. Government itself do have ESI hospitals. ESI means employee service insurance, and those all who are working and paying part of their money for their health care, they get treated in such ESI hospitals in with reasonable rate also. All the expenses which are required to be paid for operation, for treatment, for medicines, that is incurred from their insurance policy. Employee service insurance, ESI, is a state government run scheme. So this is what relevant with franchising. Social marketing, a promotional business idea applied to increase awareness about a social welfare campaign. This is having one very interesting and sensitive example. Social marketing is what relevant with preventing young generation and people, citizens of India, from deadly diseases like AIDS, or to avoid or to prevent HIV cases? What social marketing campaigning is done to prevent such fatal diseases? Any idea you can give with the picture as a hint? Students, I asked you one question. How social marketing with healthcare services could be done?
No idea, sir. No idea.
Government healthcare institutes with private partnership and non-government organizations or charitable trusts distribute family planning contraceptives to sex workers, even to married couples and young peoples also. This is social marketing. There are certain diseases which can be cured or can be avoided. Corona is not a avoidable disease, it's communicable. But AIDS or cases of HIV positive could be avoided. Or what we say, diseases which occurs on account of physical relationship, they could be avoided by taking proper care. And for those, family contraceptives are distributed because people have awkwardness, feel embarrassing for using them or buying them. Social marketing removes out their awkwardness or embarrassing attitude. The way we are buying daily needed products, the same way these products of a family contraceptive should be bought by people before using them. Now, on account of our cultural influence, people feel ashamed to go and buy such products. Again, one advertisement was there on the television channels, most of the channels. People do have fear for taking treatment of mental diseases. It is assumed always a person who's suffering from mental illness, he will suffer it for whole of his life. He will never ever be a normal person late after. Now, it was advertised, the theme was like that, you shouldn't scare or you shouldn't feel embarrassed while you are going to visit a psychiatrist. The way you get yourself treated for cough, fever, pain, or for that sake, any fatal disease like cancer, tuberculosis, or any other major or minor operation which requires for kidney stone, kidney failure, heart disease, or diabetes. This disease, this mental illness like depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, panic disorder, anxiety, insomnia, these all mental diseases also are curable, provided your family is supporting you and you are building confidence step by step. A doctor can treat you very well. Now, apart from family contraceptive distribution, certain programs are for rehabilitation of those people who used to have high intake of alcohol. Alcohol Anonymous, like organizations are helping people avoid consumption of tobacco and tobacco products, avoid consumption of liquor, that will destroy your mental and physical health. You will lose your social status, and you will also affect badly your family. And for those reasons, social marketing is very important tool in public-private partnership. So this is what relevant with social marketing. Joint venture. It is a business arrangement in which two or more parties agree to pool their resources for the purpose of accomplishing a specific task. This task can be a new project or any other business activity. This one was carried for family planning in India. And most of the private sector hospitals legitimately were asked to avoid prenatal sex determination. Now, I am using one word, prenatal sex determination. What is meant by this? Any idea?
No,
Yes,
sir.
students. No, this is very common. When a woman is carrying through scanning and with certain scientific medical processes, it could be found whether the baby growing in her womb is a boy or girl. That is called as prenatal sex determination. What it is said in Marathi, Garbhajal Pariksha.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
So you should hear. This is all common, very much popular thing. All our government is advertising it also. Now, what happens when prenatal sex determination is done? What next step happens? You have any idea?
Police case and uh, doctor, we have to pay fine if we did that.
What is the deadly effect of prenatal sex determination? If the baby is boy, what happens? Okay, if the baby is girl, what they do?
They abort that baby.
They kill that baby because it's a girl. Our society is well-educated vultures. And within Maharashtra, such prenatal sex determination victims are 40 lakh. All private clinics are charging it 5,000, 10,000 and 20,000 also. Before law was made, all those innocent babies not been able to see the sunlight of this world. They were not even been able to live normal life of one day. They all got killed just because they were girls. So this is what relevance with family planning. See, odd ratio of men to women destroys country's health. 1,000 men with 800 women or 750 women is not a ratio. You can compare your state standard with Bihar and Uttar Pradesh and Kerala, where women are more in number and men are less in number. Prenatal sex determination is an offense where a doctor will have fine up to 10,000 rupees and rigorous imprisonment up to 3 years. He will lose his license to practice. So this is what relevant with joint venture, public-private partnership. All doctors have to put a board, especially gynecologists, that we not do any type of prenatal sex determination here in this clinic. So this is how joint venture works. Voucher scheme. These all are different types of schemes or PPP. Now the next is hospital autonomy. It is the quality or state of being self-governing existing or capable of existing independently. Hospital autonomy is given in certain cases where a patient treated what it requires to be done, whether his treatment to be continued or discontinued. These all autonomies are given to private hospitals also. Partnership with corporate sector or industrial houses. Most of the organizations once in a year or twice in a year will have free medical checkup, free diabetes detection camp, and free blood pressure camp for their entire organization, whether the number of people from gateman up to CEO are 300 or 3000. This happens with public-private partnership. Free medical checkup is one service provided by companies to their employees. If you become employee in an industrial area, you will come to know what this is meant by. Partnership with corporate sector and industrial houses involving professional association, that is Indian Association of Preventive and Social Medicine. It's an association of doctors who's working with Indian government. So this is what relevant with public-private partnership, donation and philanthropic contributions, donating medicines, having free operations for eye care, for diabetic care, health care, heart care, all these things. Involvement of social groups and clubs, Rotary Club, Lions Club. Partnership with cooperative societies. Many cooperative societies are also organizing health camp once in a year into their areas. Partnership with non-profit community-based organization. Running mobile health units and community-based health insurance. This is what relevant with existing scenario of PPP. And there are few challenges also where equity, quality and cost with the population size what we have, attaining equity, attaining quality and cost is very big challenge for Indian government. Private partnership, when government hires, charges of private healthcare institutes are always at higher side. And if that much charge they are not being paid, they won't cooperate. So this is what relevant with public-private partnership. Now with this, I am coming to conclusion. Public and private partnership have a critical role in improving the performance of health system worldwide by bringing the best characteristics of public and private sector together to improve efficiency, quality, innovation and health impact of both private and public system. See, the way banking and telecommunication has seen privatization effect. We are using Reliance Jio, Vodafone Idea, Airtel, but not MTNL or BSNL. You must be knowing the quality of coverage what BSNL used to give when we were using those series of phone numbers 94224. Those were the series of BSNL numbers. Again, banking sector, where government bank sector people or employees speak with people, and HDFC and ICICI like bank. These two sectors have seen private companies or private sector's dominance. Again, in healthcare, not entire healthcare system could be made privatized because it won't be able to afford by common public. But with partnership, they can go hand in hand in a better way. It's almost 7 o'clock. I will leave now. Okay, students. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.